The news this afternoon, DSS invites organizers of electricity consumers' protest against PHED. President Buhari continues security meeting he summoned last week. Federal government extends deadline of NIN SIM data verification. On the foreign scene, metro overpass collapses, leaves scores of people dead in Mexico. I am Ifeemi Andrew. The Department of State Services, DSS, is set to have invited the organizers of the protest of electricity consumers against the Port Harcourt Electricity Distribution Company, PHED. One of the organizers, Kofi Bartels, made this known in a tweet this morning. Recall that some aggrieved electricity consumers in Rivers State, under the auspices of Concerned Electricity Consumers in Rivers State, protested against the PHED on April 14, asking the company to leave the state due to overestimated billings, among others. The protesters marched from Shark Stadium and in Lawrence Street, Old Port Harcourt Township, through Hospital Road to barricade the entrance of PHED office on Moscow Road. Moving on, Governor Nyesom Wike says the state government will support any idea from the federal government to help stop the problem of farmers-herders clash. Governor Wike said this in a television interview while reacting to the bill seeking data of livestock in the country.
Whatever that will solve the issue, the problem of herdsmen and farmers, will be encouraged. Instead of on that one, I have not seen the bill totally for me to be able to make a comment. Not just because you read that there's a bill to provide full data to find out how many cows in the place. It is merely to say, look, in order to stop this fight, this is the number of cows we have. These are the owners. For purposes of identifying whether they're real herdsmen or not, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, in Nigeria, so many things happen. So many things can be put into the bill without you knowing.
Islamic scholar Sheikh Ahmed Gumi says negotiation isn't going to ensure the release of students who were abducted by bandits. Speaking in a television interview this morning, Mr. Gumi said Boko Haram terrorists working with bandits were behind the kidnap of students from Greenfield University.
Trying so hard to see if we can put some sense into these people so that they can release these boys. Then we have the Greenfield University students who were abducted after the forestry students, and the issue is getting compounded because this element is coming in, this Boko Haram and Saru is coming into the scene now. They're the ones that captured the Greenfield University, and this is what we are telling the government. It's not a question of sleeping. We have to act very fast.
He also said that the country now has two groups of bandits.
Now we have two groups of bandits now. We have the ordinary Fulani ethnic herdsmen, and now there's another element which is coming in, which is the terrorists, the religious ideologues. And this is what I've been fearing. This is what I was telling the government. Please support us so that we quickly go in and prevent this terrorists from capturing these people. Because when you put pressure on people, when you put pressure, they will look for the quickest ally who they can work together with. And this is what is happening now.
Sheikh Gumi called for the rehabilitation of the bandits.
These people can be rehabilitated because what we saw is that all this amount of money they collect, they're buying weapons. Why do you buy weapons? They say we are under pressure to fight government that has helicopters, is bombarding us. To remove the pressure, the need for the money is there. When you go there, you don't see any luxurious life. You don't see any luxurious life at all. They are living in huts. They have nothing. They drink from sometimes from the stream. So I don't think we can say that they are used to a luxurious life that they will live it.
The Islamic scholar hinted that bandits are fighting because they've been abandoned by the government.
You see, the herdsman has gone through a lot of hardship. No government has really actually sat down to see into their plight, to modernize them, to even spend anything. Not one kobo of Nigerian budget goes to them. And now they feel they are fighting an existential war. They are going to be exterminated, and they are fighting for their survival. So there is no question. They cannot go into towns. They are confined to the bush, forest. They don't feel they are Nigerians. But now they are fighting the system to be recognized.
A former Assistant Director, State Security Service, Dennis Amakri, says the rising cases of kidnapping will continue as there are no efforts to stop it. Mr. Amakri, in an interview with correspondent Maureen Ogolo, condemned the paying of ransoms, saying the money being used to pay ransom should be channeled into the security agencies to acquire modern technology to combat insecurity in the country.
I don't believe in the payment of ransom because I know that when you pay ransom to a bandit, he will go ahead, use the ransom to buy more arms, use it to enjoy with his girlfriends, and then of course come back when he's broke. I know the parents are going to be very worried, but the whole idea is that if you don't pay, they will know next time that ransom will not be paid. But use the money to get the technology that will pinpoint where they are, go in there and take your people out and kill all the others, all the kidnappers there.
Speaking on foreign assistance, he said while the government looks at security approaches and the possibility of negotiation, they should be looking at new resolutions and a greater reliance on technology.
Now, the thing is that it's overdue. Terrorism is not fought by any country alone. It's not a matter of pride or a matter of you can do it alone. International terrorism needs international help. So if we are going to use the United States as a help to stop it, yes. And the only way they can help us is for the latest technology that they have.
He said a state of emergency may be a welcomed idea if it is the only way to get out of the present crisis in the country.
I think Nigeria is scattered at this time. We are not together. There is no trust among Nigerians. And then, of course, the civilians who are supposed to be together and fight this thing are all different directions. If a state of emergency is going to solve the problem, then let us declare that state of emergency. But we cannot allow this slide. We are like a trailer without brake going downhill, no driver in the driver's seat. So this is something that we have to seriously think about.
President Muhammadu Buhari this morning continued the security meeting he summoned last week. The meeting, which was adjourned to today, is holding at the First Lady's conference room in the presidential villa due to ongoing renovation of the council chambers, which is the usual venue for such meetings. Those present include Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, Secretary to the Government of the Federation Boss Mustafa, and Chief of Staff to the President Professor Ibrahim Gambari. All the service chiefs and heads of other security agencies are also in attendance. Still ahead, data verification. Stay tuned.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello says the government should not pay any ransom to bandits and kidnappers. The governor, who attributed the rise of insecurity to unemployment in the country, urged Nigerians to work with government to ensure peace is restored across the nation.
On issue of insecurity and some other mundane issues, we should call ourselves together as Nigerians, energetic, forcefully, and let's fix this country. The opportunity is presenting itself. It's just a matter of days, weeks, and months away. I believe we should be able to get this country fixed.
He blamed the increasing rate of unemployment on the mismanagement of past administrations.
All the figures that have been posted are as a result of the effect, negative effect, and insanity across board, not just within a political party, not just at federal government level, not just at state level or local government level, insincerity across board, especially from the point of our leadership and our elites.
Speaking in a television interview this morning, Governor Bello said the only way to stop insecurity in the country is to provide sincere leadership.
First of all, what should be done is to ensure that we have sincere leadership at all levels. Sincere leadership, sincere leaders. Today, a lot of puzzles that are ongoing today, and not by Nigerians, but by leaders that we have in this country. Leadership at all levels, when I say leadership at all levels, not just at federal government, state government, or those in authorities today. The imams, the traditional rulers, and everybody, we should come up and be sincere with Nigerians.
The PDP has called on the federal government to create state police to tackle the problem of insecurity in the nation. The party's national chairman Prince Uche Secondus and Taraba State Governor Darius Ishaku all made the call while speaking at a press conference in Abuja.
We therefore demand, number one, for the immediate upscaling of the personnel strength of our men and women in uniform. Number 2, call for the establishment of a state police.
We that are managing the state are going through horrors. We that are in the state are having it difficult to explain to our people. I've had several times people come to me and say, Governor, what are you doing? They are massacring us. I tell them that I have nothing to do because there is no security under my control. They find it difficult to understand. Let us wake up and do something that is sensible and reasonable.
On his part, former Senate President Bukola Saraki said the party will continue to put pressure on the government until there is a change.
Pressure on government eventually yields results, but we will continue to follow that through what the Constitution means, and that is why we're here today making this press conference, and that's why we'll continue to demand that the right thing is done and play our own role.
The federal government has again approved the extension of the deadline for NIN/SIM data verification to 30th of June. It followed a virtual meeting chaired by the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Dr. Issa Pantami, and attended by heads of key government agencies. A statement jointly signed by the NCC and the NIMC, Kayode Adegoke, said the deadline was extended based on request by stakeholders to make it easier for all citizens and legal residents to register. The earlier deadline was the 6th of June. In business, the country's external reserves lost $350 million in 2 weeks, falling to $34.9 billion on April 29 from a high of $35.25 billion as of April 16. Figures obtained from the Central Bank of Nigeria on Monday revealed that the reserves, which had been fluctuating, rose from $34.85 billion as of April 1 before returning to a downward path in the middle of the month. The CBN had recently attributed the improvement in the level of external reserves to the recent upsurge in crude oil prices on the backdrop of the renewed optimism on the successful deployment of COVID-19 vaccines across the globe. In entertainment, Oprah Winfrey has revealed her new series with Prince Harry on mental health will be released this month after being delayed. The talk show host explained that she wanted to highlight the importance of using her life in order to help others with theirs. Oprah and Prince Harry have worked with each other over a number of years on this project. In sports, the Premier League is to bring in a new owners' charter to stop future attempts to join a breakaway Super League. It follows Manchester United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City and Tottenham agreeing to join the failed European Super League last month. All owners will have to sign up to the new rule committing them to the core principles of the league, with breaches punished by significant sanctions.
And now we'll bring you news from around the world.
At least 23 people have been killed and dozens injured after a metro overpass collapsed in Mexico City while a train was traveling on it. Several train carriages plunged to the ground, crushing at least one car, which was on a busy road underneath. Children are among the dead. Rescue workers and fighters are still searching for survivors. On the news this afternoon, you heard that the DSS has invited the organizers of the electricity consumers' protest against PHED in Port Harcourt. President Buhari this morning has continued the security meeting he summoned last week. Federal government has extended deadline of NIN/SIM data verification to June 30. On the foreign scene, you heard that a metro overpass collapsed and has left about 23 people dead in Mexico. The news was edited by Choma Ezewafo. Contact our newsroom on 0818-900-0017. Partly sunny weather expected in Port Harcourt this afternoon. My name is Effiemi Andrew. Thank you for your time and have a beautiful afternoon.